right, welcome everybody to another episode of the Channel 135 podcast. This is the show we talk about our favorite things in life, movies, TV shows, and pop culture. I'm your host, Cams, and I'm here with the brothers. We got Philly. What's up, bro? Glad to have you here again, man. Become a regular. It's all good. All the way from Ranui, West Auckland, we got Eric. What's up, my man?
Hey, what's up, bro? Down for another one.
Yep, and we got a special guest in the house tonight, all the way from the Gold Coast in Australia, Queensland, Australia. We got Royden,
and I still go for the Blues.
nice. Any Blues around here, except for the Hurricanes guy over there on the other side.
Hey. Watch your mouth about the Hurricanes, mate. Watch your mouth about the Hurricanes.
Yeah, I like Hurricanes too. Just because I like Wellington.
Okay, anyway. Yeah, man, we're here. This is the Channel 135 podcast brought to you by the mighty WesWes Network. Also brought to you by WesWesNet.com. Go check out our socials. The Channel 135. We're on our YouTube channel, WesWes Movies and TV YouTube channel. We're also on TikTok and Instagram, WesWes Movies and TV. Part of the WesWes Network. So we've got our socials there on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok as well. So go check out the WesWes Network, our website, and all our content we got on there. But happy to have the brothers here, talk about some movies, TV shows, and whatnot. You guys are fans like I am, so man, I'm glad to have this chat with you guys. But we are going to talk about the race of the movie franchises or studios franchises, the IP in movies and TV at the moment. The big guns, the big three: Star Wars, LucasFilm, Marvel Studios, and DC Studios, and other IPs that are probably coming up as well or falling behind. We'll discuss all that, see who's winning in 2025, and we'll look out to the future. But before we get into that, I just want to ask you guys, how's your week been? And man, what have you been watching this past week?
Funnily enough, I'm not a person who watches a lot of TV. Well, I haven't done so in a very long time. It's just funny because since I started doing this podcast, I've been watching a lot more movies and TV. Just recently in the last week, I finished the Karate Kid Legends. I remember like on the group chat, I was just telling you guys like, yo, this is awesome. They're keeping to sort of like semi keeping to the formula, and I'm seeing all of this, and then you get towards the tournament, it just turns to rubbish. Like, like all of a sudden I see myself saying, I take it back, all of it, this is trash. Oh my gosh. Anyway, besides that, yeah, just that and catching up on What If was the other one. I managed to catch up on season 3, which is great. I really enjoyed the stories and like buzzing out on some of the things like I think it was like a Storm 4 variant, which I thought was pretty interesting. So it was Aurora holding Mjolnir. So yeah, I thought that worked well.
Yeah.
You guys, you saw it too, Eric? Season 3 of What If?
Yeah, I think that's the case because there was a vision with the gauntlet as well.
Yeah.
He had the Infinity Gauntlet, and there was something else he had as well that made him like a god.
Yeah, that's right.
So he was like the most powerful entity in this universe, anyway. Not in the original universe, but yeah. There's heaps of stuff like that, like a mix between characters. The characters were mixing together, so on different universes they had multiple types of Thors or whatever, and Doctor Strangers. So yeah, it's pretty out of it. But the last season was awesome.
Yeah, love that season.
I saw the first 2 seasons. I never watched the third. I saw like just clips of it on your TikTok and stuff. That's when I lost money and didn't have Disney Plus. And I still saw the ending of every episode, so I'm just like, well, that's just a waste of space and waste of time. So I didn't actually watch season 3, but the first 2 seasons I enjoyed. But season 1 out of the first 2 seasons was the better one.
I checked out Wednesday because my daughter loves that kind of stuff. So yeah, I watched that as well. That was all right. They split the season in half, so they got the next half of the season, I think, sometime in September. I don't know if that's because how Disney and that puts out their episodes in a weekly format. Who knows? I don't know. But been watching that and the Chief of War. Fuck, bro, that's awesome, man. That's like the shit, bro. I'm loving that show right now. And Alien Earth. Oh, Aliens Earth?
Yeah,
Forgot.
Alien Earth.
Yeah, I've been watching that too. I just re-watching the second episode right now on my TV. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, now I've been watching those. Man, loving all these shows, eh? Fucking Alien Earth is on, bro. The CGI, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you were saying in the chat, it does remind me of the first one, like especially with the score. There's some moments of the score. It's like, hey, I've heard that.
Yeah, they have to because it's part of the film. But it was cool because they actually recreated the spacecraft, like the spacecraft in the first one.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it was exactly the same thing.
You know when they make the science fiction films in the 70s, it's their version of what the future might look like.
Yeah.
So they're only using the technology they know. So it's like the CT screens, the big TV screens with the MS-DOS.
Yeah, with the green tick.
And all these lights out of nowhere. Like, what the hell? Like, this is the future. And if you're in the 70s watching these science fiction movies, you'll be like, wow, look at that. That's the future. So, when you're making it again in 2025, you got to go back to the old style way, look at the old movie and recreate that technology like now.
You have like a reference to it,
Yeah. Because I was looking at the time, right? And it's like a couple of years before the first movie,
2 years.
Yeah, so I was like, oh shit, that's pretty big.
Mm.
So I was like, damn, yeah. But Chief of War is another, man, that's an awesome show too, bro. I can't wait for the next episode next week, so I'm enjoying what Jason Momoa did with that as well.
Yeah. Just remind everyone out there that's listening, we're doing the Chief of War podcast as well. On this podcast, we're reviewing each episode every week, so tune into that.
Yeah.
How's your week, Royden, and what have you been watching, bro?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been busy with work. I just finally watched and binged all of Ironheart. Because I was like, I don't know, Disney Plus, I'll wait for a little while, and then went on it, and I'm like, I've been paying for a subscription I didn't even know I had.
Nice.
Should have looked on there earlier. But I binge watched Ironheart finally, and it was a lot better than what a lot of the reviews said, because a lot of people, so the way the MCU has gone from Endgame, a lot of people just hate to hate. And so I watched it. I'm like, it's actually better than I was thinking it might be. And then I just rewatched Winter Soldier again. Best MCU movie, personally. I'll die on that hill. Just saying.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Ironheart. I just found I feel like I found it quite refreshing, but at the same time, what I found interesting was that the use of color grading. How they made they like really like softened up or brightened up all the black people's skin. Because if you see them like on like Instagram posts, they're a lot darker than they look in this movie.
It's just it's created its own world where it doesn't feel like it's a part of the MCU, and that's what I loved about Winter Soldier was it was its own thing. Even though it was a part of the MCU, it was its own universe. And again, even though it was still a part of the MCU, it could stand on its own as a movie. With Ironheart, it's like cool, it's its own project. And it wasn't trying to call in all these characters to make all these cameos. It just stood on its own feet. Which I really enjoyed.
Yes, that's a good point you make there.
Yeah.
Because that's one of these, when I was thinking about our topics, what we're going to talk about tonight, that was a big part of how I felt about some of these new MCU movies, especially in phase, what are we, phase 4? Phase 5? Yeah.
Now we're phase 5.
Now we're phase 5, yeah.
Yeah.
No, those are good points. Yeah, man, I had a good week too. I watched probably the stuff that you guys watched. I watched Alien Earth last night. Yeah, you're right, Eric. That is good, man. It's big time production, man. CGI is pretty good. It had all those vibes from Alien and everything else, and yeah, it's funny, because like it's Alien Earth, so we haven't seen aliens on Earth before in this franchise, right?
True.
But we haven't seen it quite yet. Everything is still in that spaceship. So I know the spaceship's crashed on Earth, but all the action's taking place still inside the spaceship. So we'll see what happens.
Unless you include that, what's it called? AVP 2?
Yeah, AVP 1 and 2.
Yeah. No, we don't count that.
We can miss that.
No,
we can miss that one.
Yeah, they count that part of the franchise, man. Just cut that out.
Yeah.
Throw it in the rubbish.
Sweet boys, we'll move on, man. So yeah, we'll get down to what we're talking about. So man, we thought I'll get some guys on that are passionate about movies and TV and the MCU and all that, anything to do with pop culture and all that stuff, and talk about where do you think we're at with all the franchises now. Like for me, in my mind, I'm thinking there's a race going on between all the studios. Disney, you got Paramount, you got Sony, you got who else? You got Netflix, you got all the streaming services, you got Warner Brothers, right? And they all own the rights to these IPs, right? And so talking about the big three: DC, Star Wars, Lucasfilm, and Marvel Studios, right? And probably add Sony Pictures to that because they still got the rights to Spider-Man.
Yeah,
and
Are
sort
they
of
really
need them to
racing?
hand it over because they're doing shit right now. But
Animated wise, though, Sony's doing sick with Spider-Man.
Oh, hard up, bro. I agree.
Yeah.
Even the storyline wise on that is awesome.
Yeah.
But other than that, everything else is rubbish.
Since Toby.
What's the last Sony one? Craven?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What the hell?
I didn't finish that movie.
Yeah.
I tried. But I
think I
finished
was-
Madam Web.
Bro, did you?
How many goes?
Man,
I
you
think I
guys
was
are on me
tipsy
for
in that.
finishing War of the Worlds. Wow.
Hey, Madam Web's better than War of the Worlds. Like, it's War of the Worlds is just static. It's just there.
I
And
just
they
thought-
just
I, I was telling you too, mate. I was like, nah, I think after you watch it, when you did come with me for a review, I was like, oh, I need straight away. It's a different look at it, but because I love those War of the World movies, but man, that was
Yeah. no,
Anyway, we won't
Yeah.
say that word anymore. War of the Worlds. At least it's the Tom Cruise one, but that's old, so don't worry about it.
That was still not a good movie, but it was good for what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I just want to go quickly around to everybody, and I want you to just say who you think is winning the IP right now in the movie franchises and TV, and then just have a little short version why, and then we'll get into some of these franchises in depth. So start with you, Filipo. Who's winning the race in 2025?
You know who I think is winning the race? I reckon out of all three franchises or just any franchise?
Any franchise,
Any franchise.
but obviously
reckon-
it's the big three. You can't.
Mhm.
You can't say it's Star Trek. You can't say it's Paramount and Star Trek. Otherwise, now I'm cutting you off this podcast. You shouldn't be
solid.
here, bro.
Star Trek.
Fine. No. I think I'm gonna go Dark Horse and I'm gonna say the Predator, the Predator franchise coming out. They came out already with that the Killer of Killers, and for me that was like a solid foray, I reckon, because you've never seen the Predators like that before, and it sort of breaks the mold of it's sort of, well, how do I put it? What I like about it is that it gives like a whole new. I mean, it was the first foray into animated films, right?
Yeah.
You've never seen that before, so you're seeing like something different, and they're adding like the textures and layers that they've added to Predator since then. And so the Badlands, I reckon, will be a nice follow up to that. But I like also how they tied it back to Prey. So yeah, I reckon it's one to watch, and I reckon they're gonna. And because when was the last between Prey and Killer of Killers? There's been nothing, right? So there's been all this anticipation. The anticipation would have died off after a couple of years from Prey, and then just seeing Killer of Killers come through, all of a sudden it's like this massive explosion again of exposure to attention back to the Predator franchise. And then sort of at the end, how they were showing all those characters. So they showed the Native American girl from Prey. Then they're also showing Dutch, and then they're also showing was it Danny Glover from Predator 2? Forgive me, I don't know what his name is, but seeing how they tie that all together, I just love what they're doing there. So obviously they've got like there's potential there for them to go in a really cool direction. So yeah, that's me.
Son of a bitch! I was going to say that too.
You're welcome.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think ever since they did the Prey, after that, they've been consistent, and it's been going really well. And even the audience and that are loving it as well. Yeah, no, I agree with you too. I reckon they're taking the reins right now. With Badlands coming, and I think it's this year, eh? Coming out this year soon.
Yeah,
October, I think it is.
October. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's because I've always been interested in the Predators. What they do, where they stay, and it looks like they're one of those warrior races, eh? They just go around the universe and just challenge. Oh yeah, can I take this thing or whatever? Add it to my collection. So I was like, damn, that's the kind of vibe I was getting from Killer of Killers. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like shit. It's awesome. Yeah, because I can't really talk because like Marvel, they have movies been popping up lately, but it hasn't been that great. Even with DC's reboot on Superman, LucasFilms that I reckon they only hit their head was Andor 2, season 2. So it's hard for me to say to any of those three. So yeah, I think that's where I sit. I sit with the Predator, even Prometheus and that, because that's part of the same franchise with Predator and Aliens. The same kind of thing. I love that shit too. I love that sci-fi shit.
Yeah, I would count them as a Fox universe.
Ah, yes, yeah.
But
right.
then that's Disney still, so Disney still owns it.
Yeah, true that.
True. Yeah.
Nice. What about you, bro?
This is the real dark horse. K-pop Demon Hunter, I think, is taking the world by storm.
That's mean. That
I
hate to say it, but I love the music, bro.
Same. But I didn't watch it for ages because I'm like, that looks like a kid's movie. Ugh, now whatever. And my mate who loves Korean stuff, she goes, watch it, you'll love it. I watched it and I was like, I got hooked. Line is sinking. And then at work, because I work in a tattoo studio in a mall, I'm pumping the song, and then you get people walking in just singing the songs, getting a tattoo. I'm like, yeah, come on and make me some money. But it's just like the soundtrack. It's making more money and more views than actual people, like proper boy bands, BTS, your Blackpink. These animated characters are making more money than these real people. I'm just like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But as a universe, because they are going to create more movies and more stuff because it got so popular, it's just the same style as Into the Spider-Verse, made by Sony, pretty sure.
Yeah, because the animation is top notch, bro. I noticed it.
So, like, the story is basic. Story's real basic. But then once you get the animation into it, the songs into it, it's just one of those movies where it makes the songs better. Because you see kind of the story behind the songs. You're like, that's actually pretty sick. And it's not like the love story. So it's kind of like, it's one of those ones where it looks like something's going to happen and then it just stops. I won't say why. It's a bit of a spoiler of why it stops, but you know. But if we're looking at the top three, the three biggies, I would say DC is top because I've got Peacemaker Season 2 coming out, I think, next week.
Yeah.
And that's that and Superman's the start of the James Gunn universe. And then there's that many movies coming out next year and stuff with DC that people have been asking for since the last 20 years. So I'm like, Gunn's going to do a good job. Marvel, Spider-Man's the only thing I'm looking forward to.
I enjoy Spider-Man. Any Spider-Man stuff right now is good.
100%.
Even the anime.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say K-pop, I think, is on the at least top three of projects that are topping the charts in every industry. But if you're looking at when you're looking at multiple projects, I would say, your Aliens and your Predator stuff is at the top.
Interesting.
But if you're looking at one project, then I would say K-pop Demon Hunter is just it was number one in over 20 countries.
Now, just going on that K-pop Demon Hunter, you were saying about how the music is a lot more relatable because it ties back to a moment in the movie, right?
Yeah.
This goes back to, I think I've been saying on multiple podcasts now about the era of movies where music was made for the movie, whereas now it's inspired and released post the movie being released.
Yeah.
Do you think that we are seeing there could be almost like a revival of that style?
Oh, hopefully. Hopefully, because you look at Sinners. Sinners was a great movie, and the music in it just got you hooked into the movie again. There's that one scene where it had all the cultures coming together, spiritually, and you're just like, "Fuck, this is sick," and you're just engrossed in the movie in that one scene because of the music. And I was just like, "That's a sick scene."
Yeah, because I watch a lot of Korean stuff, especially the because they have action kind of they tell stories from back in the day, and there's some of those Korean legends like some kung fu Korean legends, and there's hats that the Saja boys wear in the final scene.
Yeah,
where there's tall ass hats. That's
and
part
the
of
big
their
rims.
yeah. That's part of Korean. How they used to dress up back in the day.
Yep,
So they had some of their culture in there.
The whole movie is there's like the derpy cat that is goes back into Korean mythology. The bird is Korean mythology.
Yeah.
Everything in it, and that's what I think they done so well with, because you got the Koreans who watch it, where a lot of the stuff cultural wise, a lot of people will bag that project because there's not enough like backstory behind it. There's not enough research behind it. Like, I really enjoyed the Ray of the Last Dragon, that Disney movie. A lot of people said that's not my culture. I'm like, I thought it, projected quite beautifully the culture, but then the people of that culture say, nah, that's not really projecting my culture. I was like, oh, interesting.
But then you can say the same thing about Moana,
Moana 2 especially.
Yeah, Moana 2. Love Moana 2. The amount of Tokelauan spoken in that movie, that's the one. But going back to that Raya and the whole that's not a representation of my culture, of my people, blah 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 blah. The thing is that we got to remember about these movies is that it's like the idea is that they're trying to bring all these have a representation on screen of all the cultures in the area. So like you're never gonna win that argument.
No,
you're never gonna win that argument.
Especially when the internet's involved. It's just like,
cesspool.
Yeah.
Anyway, jumping in, we're just moving on from just on our film franchises. We're just going to move into the top three. If we're just going to go from the top to bottom. Starting, I reckon, with the start off with the bottom dweller for this year, which is clearly in my head anyway, is LucasFilm. Let's just go around. A couple of minutes each, just talk about what our thoughts are on each of these franchises and where they're at the moment. So, Roy, we'll start with you, Lucasfilm.
It did start taking dive once Disney got a hold of it. It changed the way they done Star Wars, especially the TV projects. Like, I watch Obi-Wan, because I'm like, it's going to be Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader. And the only thing I think about is the chase scenes with the Princess Leia kid. I'm going, that's horribly done. I was like, what is this? Just like running away from the villains in the forest. I'm just like, the villains are falling over nothing, and then they can't catch a little kid. And then you got the scene where she's running up the ladder and Obi-Wan can't catch her either. I'm just going, what are you doing? And then you had the Book of Boba Fett with that stupid chase scene with the cars. And then there was that slow-mo scene where he's like doing the spinning shoot thing. I'm going, what are we doing? What's Star Wars come to? But you got Andor, amazing, great. The writing of that's amazing. The acting's amazing. The Mandalorian series, loved it. But everything else, it's just, I don't know. It twisted a lot of kind of where the Star Wars was going, for me personally. And now they've just got no projects happening. The last one was Skeleton Crew, which I think was last year. Or was it this year?
Yep. I think it was the end of last year coming into this year.
Yeah, December.
Yeah, if it kind of folded over the New Year's and Christmas in it.
And then they've got the Tales of the Underworld, I think it's called, coming out, which is animated. But there's no project coming out next year other than that. So when you look at project-wise, it's already at the bottom because there's nothing coming out.
Yeah, because the biggest thing that came out this year was Andor Season 2 for that. That was probably, that was mean storytelling. And I'm wondering if, because of this show, if their storytelling for Star Wars is going to change.
Hopefully.
Because if it's, because that's probably the bar right there.
Yeah.
Andor Season 2. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Because they got the Mandalorian's coming out next year.
Yes, the movie.
Again?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah, they got a movie coming out. But the thing with like the talk on TikTok and all that about Andor is there was the awards coming and they wanted the main character, the main actor, lead role. And then they put Pedro Pascal as a main role as in the awards, and he died in the first episode of season 2. And so they're giving him the lead role of season 2 of what is the show? Oh,
Ahsoka.
Last of Us. So the Last of Us game. So the TV series that they created, they killed Joel off in the first episode of season 2. He's in the running for the best lead role of season 2. And they didn't put anything from Andor in. So everyone's like going, why is nothing from Andor in the running, but a lead role that died in episode 1 is?
Oh, man. Here we go again.
Yeah. So Andor should be on there. It should. Like I said, the writing was great, the acting was great, and then you've got Pedro Pascal in the running to be the best lead actor of season 2 that died straight away.
It must have been a glorious death. Glorious death.
Yeah, it was pretty effed up. If you ever played the game, it's effed up. But still, man, come on.
Damn. How about you, Eric? Thoughts on LucasFilm?
Yeah, kind of the same. I'm in the same boat. Like I was a big fan of the Mandalorian and I'm still a big fan of the original Star Wars, trilogy and that. My favorite still stands today. It's Empire Strikes Back. It's one of my biggest favorites. It hasn't changed much until Andor came out. I kind of changed my second place. I think it was Return of the Jedi with Andor season 2. So it's Empire Strikes Back, Andor season 2, and then Return of the Jedi. So yeah, but I don't know if they're gonna improve any better, in the future or in 2026. I am wanting to see Ahsoka in that, but with the likes of Acolyte, I really thought they were going to pick it up from there, but they kind of effed that one up big time. But
we don't speak of the Acolyte. Sorry,
that's deleted from Mankind.
That's been yeah.
Yeah, you know how bad it's been received though, but it shows you that people, they still talk about Star Wars, so they're still passionate about it. So there must be something there. So hopefully they come around and come up with a different project. I don't know, but they need to redo that somehow. But I'm not totally excited for anything coming from Lucasfilms yet. We'll see what happens, but I'm still waiting for Mandalorian, the Grogu movie, and Ahsoka. See what happens there, because that looks interesting. I've always liked the animated series, the Clone Wars. So yeah.
So if you had to just speaking out loud here, just on those TV shows you just mentioned Ahsoka, you've mentioned the Mandalorian, Roy, you mentioned
Acolyte. Sorry,
the garbage fire. Yeah.
Was that Chinese you just spoke? Because I didn't understand it.
Yeah, you blanked out for a second there. Yeah. So if you had to name some of if you had to name like the titles that are holding Lucasfilm together or carrying Lucasfilm franchise at the moment, what are they? Like your three. If you had to name
they
three.
came out this year. Oh, yeah. The top three.
In general. Since the acquisition, I should say. Since the Disney acquisition.
I think Andor. It was. Yeah, and Mandalorian is one. Definitely,
I think those are only two holding it together.
Skeleton Crew, I reckon I enjoyed that. If I was a kid. If I was a kid again, I would love that show. I don't know if the kids of today love it, but yeah.
It didn't have enough viewership to hold class it as something that holds the Star Wars universe together. And not enough talk on it. Book of Boba
Probably
Fett,
another season.
Yeah, Book of Boba Fett, I think killed it because they've changed the name of the spaceship because they don't want to be offensive. And everyone's like, no, it should have been done. And it's just like, well, the original fans of the Star Wars universe weren't fans of the change.
Yeah, bro, hard up.
It's. I would say Mandalorian and Andor are the only two that are highly talked about that people actually really respect.
that are
Yeah.
carrying the franchise at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
And everybody likes to hit the accolade.
Everyone where?
Just
Okay,
right there, just one person.
Just in the corner of your room, or
Man, as soon as you put Google accolade, you see all the comments. Crazy.
yeah, good comments, bad comments, they're all comments too.
Yeah.
Oh, funny. I think for me, if I was to put it down to one thing, I think there's been a bit of a fatigue in just the amount of Star Wars stuff that's come out. So if you can imagine, you've just purchased like a multi-billion-dollar franchise off of someone else. You have all these fresh ideas, and you just want to get them out the door because you need to start making some returns on that money you just spent. They push out all of the new Star Wars. That was that, and then they just try to ride that wave, and then try to branch it off into, okay, so let's expand on these universes. So like the Obi-Wans, and then that didn't work. That wasn't as well received as hoped, especially with the likes of like you were saying, Roy, the Inquisitors, walking everywhere, and like not making sense of the end. How like the last Inquisitor who turns on Vader tries to go out, and I don't understand that ending. Anyway, there's all of those, and it's just off of that. It's just disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. And one of the trends that I saw throughout all of these projects was that, especially the TV shows, is that they would spend millions. Like the entirety of their budget was spent at the beginning and at the very end. And I just feel like everything else is just filler. It's just like, okay, just 100% the dialogue heavy, had a little bit of action at the end, but it was just enough just to whet your appetite to wait out the next episode. And I feel like there wasn't enough. I feel like there was just a formula that they just took and ran with, and there wasn't enough care taken in the storytelling and the actual craft of putting the series together. I feel like it was quite cookie cutter formatting anyway, and and I just feel like if you do that enough times, it just becomes enough fatigue that you just don't want to watch it anymore. That's how I feel. That's why I reckon LucasFilm is at the bottom at the moment for me in terms of franchises. And you are right, Mandalorian and especially Andor, because they stand out because you can clearly tell that someone took great care in writing those and writing those stories, and then even more care of like putting it all together in the way that they did. So yeah, I agree with you guys. Moving on, so we have what's next? Let's just say Marvel. Go on, Royden. Let's go.
Marvel. It's like what you said, filler with the Star Wars stuff. Pretty much every MCU show has been filler. Like every project they've done since Endgame, it feels like a filler leading up to the next Avengers movie. And as I said to you in Messenger, I was like, in the first phase of Marvel, in 4 years, you had 5 movies, including Avengers. Since Endgame, 5 years, you've had 14 movies and then countless TV shows. So we're forced to watch all these projects to try and understand the storyline that doesn't make sense leading up to Doomsday. And it's just, I don't know, MCU has fallen a lot. Like this year, you've had Thunderbolts, which they call the New Avengers. You've had the Fantastic Four. And then you had Ironheart, where for me, Ironheart is the best project they've done, for me personally, this year. Fantastic Four, I wasn't a huge fan of. There was like 20 minutes of action in a 2.5-hour movie. And then and then you had Thunderbolts. I really enjoyed Thunderbolts. I thought Thunderbolts was a breath of fresh air because it was a different way of dealing with the enemy that they definitely couldn't defeat physically, because there was just no way humans would defeat this superpowered Superman character of the MCU. But the MCU, because you have to watch the projects to meet these characters, everything's just filler. So everyone's just waiting. So now for me, I'm waiting for Spider-Man. Spider-Man is the only thing I want to watch. Even I'd rather watch Spider-Man than Doomsday right now. Like I'm just like, Doomsday, you're going to have 50 characters and you only really care about Spider-Man, the Guardians of the Galaxy that's going to come back for it, and all the characters you already know. Shang-Chi is my favorite new character that they introduced to the MCU. And so I'm looking forward to seeing him. because they've done nothing with him.
Shang-Chi. I love the soundtrack to that movie too.
Oh,
Yeah.
bro. I love
That
the
bus
styling
fight
to
scene
that.
and the music behind it.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, MCU, I would say that second place to the top three ranking. Just like I said, all the projects feel like fillers. It feels like One Piece as movies. It's all filler.
True.
Yeah, it's MCU. I was a defender of MCU up until Endgame. Like, I will see every movie the day before it comes out when you can watch it on Wednesday night or midnight. I'll be there. I dressed up as some of the movies. I went as Fat Thor to go see Thor: Love and Thunder. I went as Spider-Man to go see Doctor Strange.
Wow.
And then I went as Captain America to see Endgame. It was sick.
Solid.
Loved it.
Yeah, I enjoyed Endgame. I enjoyed it big time as well. It was like this a few epic movies in my time that I've seen, and I think Independence Day was one of them. I don't know why, but back when I first watched Independence Day, I was totally exhausted. It was the same thing with Endgame. When I get really tired, I know it's a good movie. It's like I've been in the actual movie running around.
I know what you meant when you said filler movies, because you're right. A lot of these MCU TV or even film feel like filler movies, and the opposite to that, what I think about is standalone epics. You can be a continuation, but it has to be a standalone epic. Like, I think that's what they try to do with Fantastic Four, because you don't see any other characters, and it's sort of forced upon you because it's in another universe, right? So, they're trying to concentrate on Fantastic Four. They're trying to get back to the essence of what Fantastic Four is. It's a family. They're trying to get that family feel. Again, it's not like the 2015 one with the duck and the... That was crap, man.
The flop-tastic Four.
Yeah.
Please don't flop it out, please.
They couldn't do that again, right? So they had to go back to the old school Fantastic Four comic and the themes, and it's about family. It's about a husband and wife, brother-in-law, and the best friend. They got to get that dynamic there, the relationships between the two. It's a family, and you got to get back to that somehow. And I think they tried to do that. I think they tried to get back there, but I don't know. For me, it didn't. It still felt like a filler, right? It wasn't like Tim Burton 1990 Batman with Jack Nicholson. That is a standalone film, epic film, right? That Batman can stand alone by itself, and then you can have the Batman Returns and the sequels. Like, I think Marvel needs to figure out how to make those standalone epics, right?
Well, they just need to look at the Captain America trilogy. Like, every movie was a different movie, but it was its own movie. Captain America 1, which was the prequel to who Captain America was. You had Winter Soldier, who had its own espionage movie within this universe, and he didn't call out to all these other heroes to help him out. And then you had Civil War, which was still a Captain America movie, even though they had all these other characters in.
Yeah.
So for me, I would say it's the best trilogy of the MCU because they're able to differentiate Captain America as his own character within all these three movies.
Yeah, that's right. They have to figure out how to do it again. Yeah. So it's a bit like the Wu-Tang Clan. Like the Wu-Tang Clan do an album, it's like the Avengers come together. But in between, you got the individual
solo
projects, right? But you got the guest appearance of the other Wu-Tang guys, and
because that's the other thing. Is like Avengers is coming, but who the hell is the leader? Like, you got what is it? You got Captain America, who's supposed to be the leader. Then you got Yelena, who was an amazing leader in Thunderbolts. So it's like, who is going to be the actual leader leading up to the Avengers?
Yeah, that's right.
So it's just like, what's going on?
Because you knew what the convergence was when they did it the first time with Iron Man 1 coming out all the way to Endgame, right? You knew you're gonna introduce the main Avenger characters, right? And now after Endgame, who's gonna be the guys? Like, who? Like, they gave us a Shang-Chi movie, they gave us a Moonlight TV series, they gave us all these different things, WandaVision, but then you don't see them again. Like, where are these characters? Like, where do they fit now? Like, I remember Shang-Chi, that was like 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Where's Ant-Man and all that? Like, we see them and they're gone. Like, there's no more continuity with these characters anymore. So we're left to figure out, okay, who's going to be the Avengers in Doomsday when it comes out.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah, don't tell me it's Deadpool. Fuck.
yeah, see, they give us Deadpool and Wolverine, and where does that fit in?
Well, Ryan Reynolds just shared a picture of the Avengers logo on his story on Instagram. So I was like, ooh. So there's going to be something Deadpool coming out soon.
Yeah.
Mm.
And we might finally see why Thor was crying in that video.
True that. I can't even remember the last Marvel TV series now. Shit.
So
It
before
was
Ironheart, it was Agatha all along.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't bother watching that.
Neither
I did that. I watched it, actually. It wasn't too bad. I kind of liked that a bit more than Ironheart. No, Ironheart was alright, but I don't know. It didn't click with me.
I was just on the Ironheart. How good was Sacha Baron Cohen?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mephistopheles is
That
in the
was
house, man.
Man.
That was good.
He's on Endgame.
Yeah.
He's on Infinity War in the comic books as well. He
Yeah.
was a major character, but they left him out in the movies.
And then he was the major character in the Spider-Man series in the comics.
Yeah.
The what's the storyline? Is Spider-Man dies in the comic because he made a deal with him, and then he had to give himself up.
Death of Spider-Man.
Well, it was
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool. We were just up to reviewing the three franchises.
Oh yeah.
We're sitting at Marvel at the moment, so it's on you, producer Cams. What's your take on Marvel at the moment?
Man, I gotta give you guys a take of who I think is winning the race. So I don't know what you guys, because I fell off there, but I was gonna pick Marvel because even though they're falling behind, I think they're still leading the race. They got a big advantage with Endgame, right? And if you think of DC at that time, they were way behind, you know. So
Yep.
but I think the gap closed big time when Superman came out, especially when James Gunn took over, and sort of like he's the showrunner now. He's like the boss of all of
Kevin
DC
Feige.
stuff. He's the Kevin Feige of DC now. So
Mm.
you know, and he's come up with all these ideas, and he's got a lot riding on his tenure because didn't he get he got fired from Marvel? There was a bit of controversy around him leaving Marvel, and the actors wanted them back, and they went on strike or something. So they had to finish it.
Wow, they had to finish it, man.
That's to finish it.
Yep.
Guardians of the
Because they
Galaxy.
all said they wouldn't do it without James Gunn.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
So it was over a tweet or something.
must
He
be
tweeted
mean.
something ages ago.
Yeah.
And there was
There was a few questionable things he tweeted. Very questionable. And
so you know, Disney's gonna do what they're gonna do when it comes to stuff like that. You know, they let go of that girl that was on Mandalorian.
Gina Carrera, whatever.
No, she's sued. She sued. And now she's back in some capacity now. Yeah, she's got the lawyers in. But but you know, I think there's a lot of bad blood between James Gunn and Marvel Studios.
Oh, probably. I would say so.
So he's like got a lot riding on his sort of tenure on DC. But I mean, I just thought that when Superman came out, you know, everyone was waiting for it. It did well. It's doing well right now this year. And I think DC just caught up. If you're talking about the race, who's leading the race? I think Marvel's still leading, but the gap is closing fast. Marvel needs to get that Avengers movie out soon because otherwise DC's going to take over. And no one's going to care about the
Spider-Man's going to take over. Spider-Man will break box office records.
Yeah, he will.
Like during the height of COVID, they made over $1 billion.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you think about the $1 billion movies that Marvel Studio has. You got Spider-Man, you got Guardians of the Galaxy, you got Iron Man, you got Avengers. So these are the gold mines for, you know, they tried to in between all the other characters. You know, they're getting up there, but they're making profit, but not what they expect. I think when they talk about making $1 billion, that's what they're targeting every single movie. They're not going to get that, right? They're not going to get that.
No.
So.
Not anymore.
Yeah, so I think there's a big rethink going on in Marvel. I think I don't know if DC has got them thinking, man, we got to do something about this because there is a slide happening. And you guys are right. We're talking about what's going on with Avengers. Who's going to be the Avengers? Like, we don't know. We don't know where all these Phase 4 was heading to. Phase 5 now.
Multiverse.
Fantastic Four is like, what do you think of Fantastic Four? Is that doing well at the moment? Like, is people talking about that? You know?
It's had like an 80% plus drop off.
Yeah, well, see.
It just, everyone watched it for the first 2 weeks and it just plummeted.
Yeah.
I fell asleep during the action scene. I went with Camps and my brother, and I think the part where Galactus enters New York City, I fell asleep when he enters. I woke up and he was going through the wormhole. And I was like, "Oh, what did I miss?" And obviously, I didn't miss much when I saw some of the pieces on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I think Thunderbolts didn't do well in the box office either, eh? So
No.
It done well. Like, people loved it. Like, people raved about it online, but it just didn't do well in the box office.
So you wonder if just the Marvel hideout fans are watching the movies now. The casual watchers, moviegoers aren't going to see these Marvel films anymore. Maybe there's too many of them. There's too many TV shows. Like you were saying, I just got in when you were talking about Royden about how much content there is now for TV series. Like, do you actually gotta watch every single TV series to get the whole timeline now? Or do you have to, like, no one wants to do that. Like, so you gotta
comic heroes.
You gotta do something to to break that up. At the same time, converge to something a big event, right?
That's another reason I didn't watch Agatha all along. I was like, what is she going to contribute to the bigger storyline? And then I found out and saw what Aubrey Plaza looked like, and I was like, damn, I missed out. Mama Aubrey, come at me.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like Marvel's still in the lead. They're hanging on to that lead. Depends what Spider-Man does next year, and then Doomsday. I think we're talking about $1 billion box office. They need to make $1 billion to get back on track. It needs to be a good movie.
Well, they need $1 billion just to keep up with that. I mean, look at the budget they've set for themselves. I mean, see all those cheers just for Doomsday.
And with Robert Downey Jr. back, that's another big payment they've got to make to an actor.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they would be at least worth
$500,000 minimum.
Did you guys see on social media the footage of the filming in New York? Spider-Man swinging around. Like, they're trying to not do a lot of CGI. They're trying to get as much practical effects as possible.
Practical effects.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was crazy.
Special effects, eh? Crazy.
Yeah, but my excitement for it went down a little when they brought out that the Hulk's going to come out on it. I was like, if that's true, I was like, you have to have Spider-Man have his own movie and not have the Avengers in it. I was like, that's why I don't like Tom Holland's Spider-Man movies, because it's all like MCU villains.
Yeah, he has
he's fighting aliens. He's fighting all these big characters, and I'm just like, I just want a smaller one with no Avengers in it, and it's just Spider-Man battling himself.
Yeah, that's right. Even the Punisher's in it, I heard as well.
Yeah, that'll be sick.
The Punisher's in it.
Yep, I wouldn't mind that because he's not powered. Like, he's got no powers. He's just your everyday man that wants to kill everybody.
He's got one power. He's fucking crazy.
Frank Castle's in there. No, you're right. You're right. Spider-Man, the world of Spider-Man is huge. It can be its own universe, and there's a lot of characters in the Spider-Man world, and it could, and you're right. Just because Marvel has made a deal with Sony to have him over, share the profits of Spider-Man movies because it's still owned by Sony. They get to use Spider-Man in a way where it's a cool Marvel movie, man. So I had that analogy before about the Wu-Tang Clan. Like, I really want You're right. I really want Spider-Man to be by himself. No guest stars. I don't want it to be Raekwon the Chef and only bit for Cuban Links and have Ghostface Killer and Inspector Deck on there, man. I just want him.
I wouldn't mind the Defenders in there, the whole group of the Defenders. That would be pretty sick.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
Have Luke Cage at the background. Have Jessica Jones. Have Iron Fist.
Well, that's what the comics differentiated between the characters. They had the street level heroes, which is Daredevil. Spider-Man went to and fro the street level and the other stuff.
Because he was in the Avengers. He was
a part-time Avenger.
The X-Men. Yeah.
He was a part-time Avenger. Yeah. But he would go back and forth between the street level stuff and But I love when I was reading comics. I love the street level stuff. I love Daredevil. I love the Punisher, Iron Fist, and Luke Cage, Power Man, that kind of stuff. Man. So now I think they have been doing this with the TV shows, the Marvel TV, with the Daredevil. I love the Daredevil TV show. That was awesome.
Oh, Born Again.
Born Again.
Yeah, that's right.
Season 1.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Just came to mind talking about it now.
Yeah. So I think they are doing that. Born Again's not gonna, you don't want to see Daredevil show up in Avengers. Like, it's fine where he is. It's fine where he is. Like, these are good stories, and it's cool how they're doing that. So yeah.
I mean, he could show up as just a lawyer, like he did in the No Way Home.
Yeah.
When I went to see that for the midnight screening, and nobody cheered when Daredevil came on screen, I go, "You're all fake fans, mate." I was like, I think there were 4 of us who were like, "Woo!" And then just everyone was quiet. I was like, "You're fake."
They didn't know who he was.
Yeah. Like, watch movies.
Yeah, hard.
But the other thing about Marvel that I didn't never touch on is X-Men. So we talked about how Spider-Man has his own world. So Spider-Man can have his own universe without anything else.
Yeah.
X-Men is another IP that can have its own universe too. And it worries me that they're going to add X-Men to the big event, like X-Men and the Avengers.
Yeah.
Like, I wish... Yeah, I don't know about that. I think there are big event stories in the comic books that the X-Men are there. I think they're going to do the Secret Wars, and I think that involves every single Marvel character in the universe. Yeah. So they'll probably have to do that one. Makes sense that they're going to do Secret Wars. They're going to put X-Men in there. But man, like Spider-Man, man, X-Men can have its own universe. Doesn't have to. I thought that 20th Century Fox dropped the ball on X-Men. Those X-Men films. Yeah. Like part 1 was good, but part 2, 3 sucked. They try to get some back with the First Class. That was alright. But yeah, man, I think they still dropped the ball on that. They should have. Yeah, I think X-Men should have its own universe, but we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Does Marvel own the rights for most of the X-Men?
They do now.
Yeah, because they own Fox now, and Fox owned the X-Men. So now, because they own Fox, and that's why they didn't change the actors for X-Men, because there was still that contract.
Yeah.
And so now the contract is over and null. They're allowed to now recast the X-Men.
Yeah, that's right.
So they're going to put them in the multiverse and spit out all the X-Men.
But like you said, Cam, it needs to be its own universe. Like, they should start doing some R-rated X-Men stuff.
Yeah.
Because I want to see Wolverine go crazy.
I mean, they're trying to do it in the Wolverine Deadpool movie. They made fun of the whole purchasing of 20th Century Fox and bringing that universe into it. And there's that scene with the 20th Century Fox,
in the background.
The massive logo in the background there. And so, it'll be cool if X-Men have their own. If they reboot the X-Men, I don't know if they should do the original X-Men, because we've seen it. And that's another thing, hey, we've seen so many Origins reboots. Do we really want to see Origin again? Like the James Gunn was awesome when he didn't do Origin for Superman. The reboot of Superman, he didn't see any Origin. And I liked what he said in his interview when he said, "Man, when I picked up my first Superman comic, it wasn't number 1. It was wherever it was. Like, I had to just go get into the comic book." I've seen one when they picked up their first comic, like, it's never the number 1. So you never start with the Origin. Right? So I thought that was pretty clever. Yeah. So
where are we now?
Where are we?
We're on DC now.
Yeah, we're at DC now.
Oh, we finished Marvel. We've got all we can talk about Marvel.
Well, unless you have something else to speak on.
I think I've covered all those things.
Nice.
I'm just concerned about where we're going to Doomsday and who the Avengers going to be. Like, don't know.
I don't have any hope in it, because all these projects they've done are so vast, and it makes no sense of how it's going to be like that scene on Endgame where everyone hates about all the girls coming together for no reason. Like, that's going to be Doomsday. It's just like, you're going to have this whole montage of these heroes meeting each other, and you're going, because this is my gripe with everything post Endgame. The end credit scenes, that doesn't build up to anything. Like, because when you look at pre-Endgame, it all built up to Endgame, and it made us as viewers be like, "Oh, I can't wait to watch the next one." Now the end credit scenes are more for the characters to understand what we already know. Like Brave New World, there was the end credit scene where the guy just tells them, "There's a multiverse coming." We already knew that. What? You're not excited now because we already knew that was happening. And then you had Fantastic Four. We all knew Doom was coming. Doom shows up in credit scene, which made no sense with the stories because none of the story had Victor Von Doom in the actual storyline. So it's just like only 4 people went up, no Doom. But yeah, every in credit scene was not to make us excited for what's to come. So I'm just like, I'm not. Yeah. So that's another reason why I'm not really hopeful for Doomsday. I'm hopeful for Spider-Man, brand new day, but Doomsday, I'm just like, I'll watch it. I'll definitely watch it. I'll watch it the pre-screening whenever it comes out. But I don't have high hopes like I did for every Avengers from the first one to Endgame.
Yeah. Like remember, like they brought out the She-Hulk TV series and never heard of She-Hulk anymore. Like with She-Hulk fit in the whole. She-Hulk is one of the main Avengers. She's a regular in the Avengers, but we never see her again. So you boys moving on to DC. So
let's go,
man. You know when you guys were talking about, because I wasn't here because I dropped off, but when you guys were talking about who's leading the race, I've got DC at second, just because the hype and all that has pushed them up to be in position to take over Marvel, man. Like, never seen this before. Like, this is what it took. It took the hype of James Gunn to go over. That was a big deal because it meant that everyone was, Guardians of the Galaxy is now doing DC. He's the boss of DC. He's gonna be in charge of everything. Superman comes out. Everyone's excited for that. I would say it wasn't a perfect movie. It was a good movie to reintroduce Superman into the world again. It's doing well in the box office. It's still up ahead, even though Fantastic Four came out 2 weeks later. Fantastic Four is slipping. Superman's still up ahead in the box office, but it's still a good movie. But the hype, man, the James Gunn, like he put his name. Like if you watch the if you watched the Superman trailers, like they emphasize James Gunn's the director for this, from James Gunn. He's like the star, and it's getting more people excited, right? So I think that hype train for Superman and the way Superman came out and the reaction to Superman and how it's doing well is, man, it's almost washing away the memory of Zack Snyder stuff. We're starting again and everyone's excited for it. It's big, it's brighter. We've got a taste of Peacemaker TV series. We got Suicide Squad. He did the second one, took over that. So it's looking good. He's got the cartoon, the Commandos.
Creature Commandos.
That's pretty good too. So, it's ramping up, man. It's ramping up, and they just shot in the race past everyone else to catch up to Marvel, and they're just right on the heels of Marvel now. All it is going to take for me is these next movies to do very well. Supergirl's next. And then we got these other ones. We got a Clayface movie, which is kind of weird. I was like, hey, you pick a random Batman villain and make him into a movie. Mind you, though, there was an episode on Animated Batman, the Clayface episode, where it was really, that was a good episode, man. The Clayface one, the original.
And he's on Creature Commandos as well, Clayface.
Oh yeah, nice.
I'm pretty sure it's Clayface. Yeah. Don't quote me.
So trust in James Gunn, I think. He's turned around these obscure DC characters into like household names, man. John Cena, man. That's funny, man. The Peacemaker stuff, that's funny, man. A real life vigilante, man. I remember reading vigilante comics back in the day, man. He was, for me, the first Frank Castle.
Yeah.
He was the Frank Castle before Frank Castle. It was funny because they made him into a comedic character in Peacemaker.
Yeah.
I can live with that. But now, man, DC for me, second place, but running fast and about to overtake. But we'll just see what happens with these next few films.
No, I was just going to say I was looking at some stats. It looks like the last time Superman made an appearance was Justice League or even Black Adam.
Black Adam, yeah.
Black Adam, if you want to make that an appearance, I guess. The last time we saw him, we haven't seen him since up until this month when he made his glorious return. So there's been that anticipation since then that for a build up, and I think I'm with you on DC. I'm quite sold on DC winning this race in 2025, purely off the back of, I guess, the amount of online, just the amount of online rumor milling that's been going on around the James Gunn version of Superman, the hype and like just the amount of attention that he's gotten just in one, joining the DC universe, and two, taking reins of like their flagship character, which is Superman. I reckon that just off the back of that massive wave, and seeing that even the box office, I mean, the box office is doing a lot better than in the box office than any Marvel movie this year. The drop off on the second weekend is a lot less. So it's actually quite even coming through on their second weekend, which is great compared to like the likes of I think it was like Captain America, that was like a 60% drop off from the first weekend, and it was the highest ever, or the sharpest drop off of any Marvel movie ever. Crazy, right? But going back to Superman, I think they're in prime position, like you were saying, Cams, to ride that wave off the back of Superman, and just look at the things that are coming up. Supergirl, Clayface, The Authority, Brave and the Bold. There's some pretty interesting things coming through. You like the TV series and stuff. I'm looking forward to Lanterns and seeing what that looks like. Because I think that would be, is it animated or would that be live action?
No, Lanterns is live action.
Yeah. See,
yep.
Since the
it's the writer from Ozark. They've got him to do Lanterns.
Oh. So I mean, since that rubbish Green Lantern movie that should be deleted from existence again. We just haven't seen that world in a cinematic version, or even like a TV live action version of that world. So it'll be interesting to see how they portray that. And it's just, I think, with James Gunn at the helm, it appears that they have more of a plan moving forward. They also have. It's also quite. He's made like his storytelling is really, really basic. It's easy to follow, and he tries to keep, I guess. I mean, you can see it in the way that he writes, and the way that he's done like Galaxy, or like Guardians of the Galaxy. Real simple, Guardians of the Galaxy 1. It was just about a man trying to find his way in the universe. It was as simple as that. And then number 2, he was just trying to find his dad. 2, number 3, he was just trying to save his friends. Simple as that. And it's just the same again. I expect that same basic formula to show through in his version of DC. So I think there's a rejuvenation of the DC brand coming through in movies. That's what I reckon. That's it. I agree with you, Cams. It's number 1 in my head. They're the one winning the race for the rest of this year, off of that Superman way. Yeah.
DC's my number 1. If you compare it to Snyderverse, you had Snyder who created this new Superman, skewed a lot of it. So you skewed the death of the Earth Father. It's like, don't save me, don't show everyone who you are. So, what do you mean? What do you mean? And then just so much unfolded. I'm just going. I did enjoy Man of Steel more than most, but I look at that Superman character. I'm going, that's not Superman. So then when James Gunn brought out his Superman, I'm going, that's the Superman I grew up with. That's the Justice League animated movie, cartoon Superman. I think the difference between the new DC universe and MCU is James Gunn writes most of his projects. So he doesn't just have a hand on it like Kevin Feige of MCU. He writes it. He directs it. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow that's coming out. Looking forward to that. Like, I was never a huge Supergirl fan in the comics, but just knowing he's going to do something with it, I'm just like, I'm looking forward to it. And the biggest controversy that came from the Superman movie was that she was drunk at the end. And everyone's like, she's never drunk. She shouldn't be able to. It's like, well, she goes to another planet of the Red Sun, gets drunk, comes back. No, she doesn't. And go, that's literally in the story that James Gunn is writing in the comic storyline. Then you got Lanterns, like when the Green Lantern Corps came out on the Justice League movie, on that vision at the beginning of the movie, I was like, we finally going to get a Green Lantern series or something. And then they dropped Green Lantern. There was nothing of it. But everyone's been asking for a Green Lantern project, and Gunn is giving it to everybody. So I'm just like, Gunn is listening to people, and he's creating something out of nothing pretty much. Creature Commandos, amazing show. It made people care about Weasel, who nobody cared about in the Suicide Squad movie. Everyone's like, he's a disgusting animal. Well, and then you watch the show and you're just like, there's a heartbreaking story of who he is. And you're just like, damn, it's actually quite heartbreaking what happened to you. And it made you fall in love with this character that nobody cared about. So I think the way DC's going, and James Gunn isn't trying to force Batman to be within his universe. Like, you got Patterson's Batman, and he's like, that's his own universe. I'm not bringing him into the DC universe. And I'm like, sick. That's what the MCU need to do. Like, just have stories that aren't always interconnected to another project, because that's what makes it feel like a filler. So DC universe on top. I don't think the MCU is going to top it. They'll top it by just Spider-Man alone, MCU. But as a whole universe, I don't think Marvel top the DCU anytime soon.
Yeah, especially the way Marvel's using the same formula, right? And I think with the amount of content they've been jamming out, and you guys talked about the fatigue of it. That's what we're feeling, eh? And that's why I think the box office is like what it is, because the casuals aren't going anymore. They're the ones that are fatigued. The fans will never be fatigued, man. Just give me. They want good stories, man. They'll watch it. So yeah, so a fresh take is what James Gunn has brought to DC, and that's what we are getting, man. Like, if you think of all the Snyderverse stuff, and even the Wonder Woman stuff and the Aquaman, they feel like the Snyderverse stuff. They're all dark, eh? They're all the same tone, right? So in Black Adam, you feel like you're seeing the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Because prior to these three companies we were talking about the Predator franchise, and how that, I think DC for me is second to them, to the Predator and Alien franchise. Because they're doing really well. But yeah, for me it's DC the second, and Marvel then LucasFilm. I didn't really like the new Superman, to be honest. I might get haters, but yeah, I didn't really like it that much. It was good. I enjoyed it, and it's a good direction to where Superman should be. But yeah, I was just there's so much in that movie. I kind of got a bit confused, but anyway, that might be just me. But yeah, I'm just. But seeing Gunn's work with Marvel, bro, they've Marvel's lost a good one. So yeah, he's gonna definitely tear up DC and put it on the mantle still. So we'll see what happens in the coming future, especially next year.
Yeah, that's a good point you raised about James Gunn leaving Marvel, because you think about the $1 billion movies that they've had. James Gunn is going to handle it. Jon Favreau, he's the one that behind Iron Man, and that's the $1 billion film. Jon Favreau has gone across and is doing Star Wars stuff, The Mandalorian. So he must be the man of the golden hand. Eh. So we'll see what happens with the Grogu and Mandalorian movie. It's supposed to be coming out.
Next year or the year after.
Yeah, because it seems to me they're trying to do the whole Avengers thing in
Star Wars.
Yeah, with Star Wars, because if you've been watching Ahsoka, you got a new villain on the way with Admiral Thrawn coming down with his boys coming back. So he might be the new villain on the new film that they're gonna converge into.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So yeah, we'll see what happens there. But I think for me, I put Lucasfilm last, and
same.
Because they did some good things with Andor season 2, man. That was awesome. I mean, fuck, that was great, man. I love that. That was storytelling to a T, man. And this is what Lucasfilm missed and all their stuff they did when they did Andor season 2, mate. And you know what? I think they should be ahead with Andor, but they're not, because they're not going to use. I forgot his name. The guy that did Andor. What's the guy? Who's the writer? Because he did he was the writer for but that's just a one-off. They won't use that guy again. So yeah. So I think that's just the one-off. It's all depending now on the Mandalorian where that goes, where that takes. But they've been having some shit stuff come out. Acolyte, you guys mentioned.
Oh, you missed our conversation on that Voldemort of a movie of a series.
Even the last season of Mandalorian, that wasn't even that great. Nah. The Mandalorian started doing acrobatic martial arts. I was like, hey.
I stopped watching halfway through the third season. I was like, nah.
Yeah, that was getting weird.
And is that really Pascal underneath that suit? Or was he just
Hell
giving
no.
the...
Never
No.
was.
It's just
yeah.
the voice.
Just the voice.
Yeah.
He didn't have to be there.
Pedro Pascal.
Gotta
He's everywhere
do
right
the
now.
voice.
He's a busy man.
Yeah.
He's in heaps of movies. But see, I like this performance in The Last of Us.
Season 1. Yeah.
The Last of Us.
Season
Yeah,
1, he was
season-
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good performance there. And even when he did Narcos, that's the first time I saw him. When he did Narcos season 1.
Yeah, I saw him. That's the first time I saw him too.
Yeah.
He was really good in that as well.
I don't think he...
But then he was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, was he? Oh, okay.
Hey!
He got killed off, yeah.
Oh, shit.
I don't think he nailed
He
Reed
looks
Richards.
exactly the same.
I don't think he nailed Reed
No.
Richards, eh?
No.
No,
I
no.
don't.
Nah.
A lot of people online
Wasn't
are like,
convinced.
no, he's the perfect. I was like, he's not the perfect Reed Richards.
no.
It's like, no.
The guy that the actor that did the first.
Yeah, the
See?
original. Yona
Yeah.
or whatever. He's had a foreign name, but that guy.
Yeah, he was. I reckon he had it. He was pretty
Yep.
good, except for the second movie.
Mm.
I was like, where are we going with this?
Up to the gas clouds in the sky called Galactus.
That's the one. That's the
That
one.
was like Green Lantern was just a remake of Fantastic Four with the villain. There's a
Parallax.
cloud in
Yeah.
the sky.
Yeah.
Shucks.
Marvel Studios, they've sort of led the way in franchise IP and how to make a franchise. Also, now all these movie studios have started to have their own. So I think Columbia started the Ghostbusters,
Monster Universe?
sort of franchise. They're trying to make it
Oh,
into
the
like a
Ghostbusters.
universe. You got you guys talking before, the Predator and Aliens. They're going to connect those two now with the Badlands, so you can see Android from the Wayland Yutani that's on Aliens. So that they play a big role. That corporation and the Aliens Earth that's on right now.
Yeah.
So and they're
Hasbro's starting to try to do a universe.
are they? Oh,
The last
Well,
Transformers movie.
Transformers and G.I. Joe.
Yeah, Joe.
I was like, what the heck?
I wouldn't say hated, but I really disliked the Transformers Beast Wars movie.
Same.
Just how it was the human was better than Optimus Prime. I don't understand how.
Yeah.
The
just
human
whole,
done the
like,
big Optimus didn't even do like a motivational speech. It was the human. So
Hmm.
what do you mean? Optimus is the greatest leader of all time, speech wise. You got this man who is just in a random war of what robots he's never seen before, and he's creating the motivational speech. What do you mean? And now he's the GI Joe. I'm just you know how to irk me.
Yeah, when I
backhand.
heard that, I was like, what the?
Yep. The action sucked in the movie of Transformers, and then the ending where he's now GI Joe. I was like, nah,
Yeah.
just
That was funny.
no.
Yeah. Okay, that leads us to our last topic we're going to talk about is what do you guys keen to watch that's coming up? Some of the most anticipated stuff that's going to come out this year and next year. There's the obvious ones. There's Badlands going to come out in November.
My dark horse franchise for the year is the Predator franchise, and so yeah, like you're saying, yeah, it's pretty obvious for me. It's Predator Badlands.
You weren't too keen on the trailer, eh?
Wasn't too keen on the trailer, but I think even talking it through now, I'm actually quite excited for it. And I think it's just, I might as well just give it a chance, in my opinion, to see the Predators in a different light.
Mm.
I know I've mentioned in comments and stuff in our group chat that actually, the Predators are known for their mystique. They're known to be like the main characters in a movie. They're always there. They're always the hidden variable that you couldn't not quite put your finger down on because you never knew where they were going to come from. Moving and what I think it'd be interesting to see how they portray this one by removing the veil from what we've seen and known to be the Predator, because he's, as the name is, he's the person that hunts. So it'd be interesting how they portray it from someone who looks like they're trying to find their way in that in that community, I guess, is for lack of better words. And yeah, I guess, how do you put an android with that person as well, with that Predator as well? So it'd be interesting to see the kinds of dialogues and the kind of scenes that they dream up for this. So yeah, I'm interested in that. Just getting I guess what we'll be seeing is more of a backstory into the Predator homeworld and why they do the things they do, and I guess this is just like almost like a behind the scenes or like a look at into the origin, like what could be like a true origin story for the Predators as a species and as a franchise. So
20th Century Fox has done the thing where they've given the reins to look out for all the Predator stuff. Then Trachtenberg, so he's in charge of all the Predator stuff. He's the writer and director of Prey, and he did the Killer of Killers as
Great
well.
movie.
And he's going to do the Badlands. So yeah, I think if that's a good start, for franchises. If you have one guy to head everything, to oversee all the stuff, and just take it from there, and should be good then for the continuity in that. Eric, what are you hoping to watch in this year or next year?
I think I'm waiting for that Game of Thrones TV show. I think they're pulling out next year, early
House
next
of the
year. I
Dragon?
think. No, the Night of Seven Kingdoms. I think it's
Oh,
called.
what's that one?
I'm not quite sure, but I know it's got something to do before all the Game of Thrones stuff. So
Right.
yeah, it'll be another like a throwback or whatever. I'm waiting for that and the Lanterns, and also Badlands as well. So yeah, I'm keen on those 3 shows.
Yeah, I forgot about the Game of Thrones stuff, So
Yeah, no, I try to keep up with it because man, I still love that universe.
nice.
The other man, I'm waiting for the Spider-Man movie.
Yep, brand new day.
Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be a good one. And probably, I don't know about the Mandalorian. It's there. I'll definitely go watch it. I'll probably watch Supergirl more than Mandalorian. The Supergirl, that last scene with her just coming over and she picks up the dog. Man, I was like, shit, that's a different Supergirl.
Yep.
So I was like, damn.
Yeah,
It'll probably be an interesting movie to watch. So yeah, I'll probably check that out more.
because
So, yeah.
we're talking about who's gonna win the race, and I think DC needs to have $1 billion movie.
Yep.
And it's gonna be hard because box office is down, man. We talked about the casual moviegoers aren't going to see any more Marvel stuff. You get the hardcore fans, and looks like it's gonna be 500 million and under. Will they get the $1 billion movie again? Would Supergirl do it like Barbie did? Because Barbie's like a franchise that came out and a lot of women went to see it. A lot of people went to see it. Is it going to be like that? Is that how they're going to market Supergirl?
No, it's because it's superhero fans will be like, oh, it's a girl lead. I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah.
With Barbie, it's classed as Barbie.
Hmm.
And so it's just like people who love Barbie, they're like, oh, finally a movie with my Barbie.
yeah,
Whereas, Supergirl with superhero stuff, it's I would say it's maybe third most toxic fandom at the moment. Like Star Wars is always at the top. Star Wars always has the worst fans in the world. But then superheroes is quite up there with like the overly judgy, like I said, Ironheart. Like everyone hated Ironheart because of this and that, and but whatever. But then I watched it, I'm like, it's actually better than what everyone on the internet says. So I don't think Supergirl will make $1 billion.
Nah, neither.
no.
Unless they put, unless they change the casting and get Sydney Sweeney to put on the cape.
Give me some
I reckon
Sydney
Lanterns
Sweeney.
might do pretty good.
You know,
I
old
reckon Lanterns might do pretty good.
Lanterns should. Because I did a podcast last year, and there was a episode I talked about Sydney Sweeney was going to play Black Cat, and that got the most views of it all because I mentioned Sydney Sweeney. I was like,
Shit.
Oh, wow.
so I'm just like,
There you
she did become Supergirl,
That's cool.
Power Girl. She can be Power Girl. Let's go.
Oh
Nice.
shit! The Nicolas Cage is just happened to look this up. Spider Noir.
Yeah, Spider Noir. He's the voice of
Spider
the
Noir.
Spider Noir.
Yeah, that's a new TV show too, eh? So that's positive. That'll be interesting.
They're
Black and
filming
white
it
too.
now, I think.
All right.
Oh, nice. That'll be later on next year.
Yeah.
True that.
Sweet. Come to you, Royden. What are you looking forward to?
Spider-Man is my number one that I'm looking forward to. Spider-Man is my favorite Marvel character. Spider-Man and Wolverine. So anything with them in it will top my anticipation for anything else coming out. But if you look at this year, I have high hopes for it because I saw the first one, 28 years later, the Bone Temple. No, that's January. But I'm looking forward to that because I don't really enjoy 28 Years Later, the first part. I love 28 Days and 28 Months Later. Oh, 28 Days, 28 Weeks Later. I really enjoyed those ones.
Yeah.
But 28 Years Later fell flat for me.
Yep, me too.
Yeah, like the second part of the movie doesn't even have Aaron Johnson, whatever his name is. I can't remember his name. I'm mind blank. But it didn't even have the dad in there. Like, it was the kid and the mum ran off. I'm just like, well, it's not really enticing me to keep watching. And then the end scene where all those like kids jump out, the gangs. I'm like, where did you come from? Bloody Teletubbies on the screen.
Yeah.
But it's the Bone Temple I'm looking forward to because it's going to be a trilogy. So this is supposed to be the prequel to the first one of how the Bone Temple was made. And then the third one, Cillian Murphy is coming back on the third one, apparently.
Oh.
Which I hope he does.
So that wasn't him being a zombie. That wasn't him.
That was a model. It was a model and he just got pulled up to be one of the zombies. I thought it was the zombie until I saw one of the director's interview. He's like, nah, it wasn't him. I was like, oh, it means he's coming back. But Spider-Man is...
So they're doing like a...
Yeah, they're doing a trilogy.
Doing a trilogy for that.
I think the third one, they're releasing it the year after. So they've done it like Lord of the Rings, where they film it all in sequence and then they release it 1 year apart.
Oh, nice.
But Spider-Man, looking forward to it. Apparently it's Scorpion and Mr. Negative as the villains.
Oh, Mr. Negative.
Yeah. So
I don't know if you guys played the Spider-Man game, bro, but
played it many times.
Man.
Yeah.
Because he's the man.
He is. And he could be played by Stephen Yeun, the one that was supposed to play Sentry, but apparently told his roommate, and his roommate told other people, and he lost the job.
Oh, God.
Because why? I wouldn't tell my roommates. Hell no. If I became Spider-Man, I won't because my back's bad, but I would tell nobody.
You would have been mean.
Yeah. But yeah, so he might be Mr. Negative. That's the rumors. That's like the online, like, I would love him to play Mr. Negative. But yeah, so apparently because he's got his symbol on the tanks on the BTS photos of the Brand New Day. So apparently it's Scorpion as well as one of the villains. And possibly there was a rumor that one of the symbiotes may be within that universe.
Ooh.
Possibly.
That might be possible.
Yeah, because
you remember when he was in the bar?
Yeah, I was just going to bring that up at the end credit scene.
Yep.
And he gets transported into the MCU. And then his symbiote got left behind. But they also had the symbiote, the sword in Love and Thunder. So that could be
yes.
Because they couldn't have Null in there because it's owned by Fox. Oh, owned by Sony, sorry. So possibly the symbiote was the sword of Gore. I hated that movie. I spent money to do a costume to go to a movie I hated. It's a
fickle life.
Speaking of costumes, I didn't like how they made Iron Man make the suit for Spider-Man. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys felt about that, but man.
It's comic accurate, but I just I hated that he was Iron Boy Jr. every movie he was in. Hated it.
Yeah, pretty much, eh?
Yeah.
I think that's why they got rid of it, for the new Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Well, when they announced they're going to do Secret Wars, I was hoping that they'll introduce the symbiote there. Because after all, he got it from the Beyonders world, and he brought it back to Earth. So I was hoping they'll do that story from that. Sweet, bro. My one. So I'm anticipating. Oh wait, first before I say what it was, I watched the trailers that came out of Comic-Con, and they announced the Masters of the Universe.
Yeah,
they never showed any things, but they just showed the title.
The title
in all these different languages. So Masters of the Universe movies. I'm wondering what that's going to be. I'm a big fan of Masters of the Universe, so I'm hoping it want to be like the old school movie. Because you know what, for me, ruined the old school movie because they brought it to Earth. I was like, what? You should just stay in your world. Like, I want to see Castle Grayskull and all the battles in their world. Why you want to bring it to Earth for? Don't worry about the humans. Like, man. So that's what killed it for me. So hopefully they didn't do that in this new movie. Bring it to Earth. Nah, stay in your world. So that's Masters of the Universe. But man, my most anticipated movie to watch when it finally comes out. I think it's gonna come out on the 27th. It's Batman 2.
Yeah.
The new Batman.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
Because
Batman.
they pushed it out again, eh?
Mm.
So I was like, man, I've got to wait another 2 years. Yeah.
Hey, at least you don't have to wait as long as Blade.
Oh, yeah.
So
They
less,
pushed,
Oh,
they
man.
not
pushed
even
that
getting
out.
made
Eh?
anymore.
Isn't it? Oh, they're not going to make it.
No.
Yeah.
Herschel, what's the name?
Mahershala Ali.
Marshall Ali, yeah.
Ali,
I would have thought he would have been a good Blade, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, he got cast in 2018 or something, or even
Mm.
earlier.
Damn.
And then they done the script.
Mm.
Kevin Feige apparently didn't like it, threw it out. They did another one, and it just no longer has a release date.
Back
So
to
I'm
the
like,
drawing board and
yeah,
Blade. Yeah.
Wasn't there a
Wow.
rumor that wasn't there a rumor that like some of those costumes were used in Sinners?
Oh, true.
oh, I don't know.
Reused.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh,
Save some money.
Yeah,
Nice.
shit.
Like that. I like that.
don't know.
Yeah, man. Batman 2 I'm waiting for. And Masters of the Universe 2030, that's coming out. I don't know.
Might as well, bro. Might as well.
Yeah. But I like what you guys said before about DC, how they're doing it. Like, they're not mixing the universes, right? You're going to have separate universes for the Batman, because there's going to be a Batman in the Superman universe, the DC
Yeah.
universe, and
Mm.
Matt Reeves going to stick with his Batman and his
Yeah.
universe. Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Even with the Spider-No
Yeah.
coming out as well, that's with his own universe. So that's cool as well.
I think the thing about shared universes now is that like you don't who do you focus on? You know, like
Yeah.
because if you look at a perfect example is Justice League. You know, Batman's always been like this loner that does everything himself, does it in secret, carries his own, he carries everything by himself. But then the second you put him into like a group situation, it just becomes weird. You know, and you just don't know who do you follow? Who's the main character here? Who's the
Have you
Yeah,
seen
please.
the animated movies
Oh, yeah.
no,
Love them.
of the Justice League?
yeah.
Yeah, there's where they meet multiple Batmans and multiple Supermen and Wonder
Yeah.
Womans, and that it's crazy. It's
Even
absolutely
the-
nuts.
Mm.
And
Even
yeah,
the
like what you
Flashpoint
just said about
paradox.
Batman. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's right. That's what it's called. I enjoyed this. I reckon the animated DC is pretty up there. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
It's probably some of the best storytelling out there.
Nice, boys. I think we went over time. But that's all good.
That
That's
is
all
what
good.
it is.
Man, this is what it is. But man, glad to have you guys on, man. Even though I missed out, 20 minutes
Half of it.
for the internet cut out. Fuck.
No, more than made up for it, mate.
Better than my bloody microphone falling apart. Shit. That took me 20 minutes to put back together.
Well, at least it did happen during the pod. Yeah, man. Thanks, Filipo, Eric, and Royden for jumping on Channel 135
Yo.
podcast. Talk about what we love to talk about. Hope to see you guys again soon. Hopefully, we can review a movie or a TV show that's coming out
Yep.
on any of these free franchises we talked about.
Alien Earth.
Alien
We
Earth,
can do
we can
that
do
one.
Alien Earth if you guys want. You guys
Oh,
are watching that?
man. We'd have told you in the group chat, mate. 8-year-old Phil does not want that smoke. Do not want that.
Yeah,
No.
there's a lot of yeah.
I'm gonna
There's
have to
heaps
take
of
some
smoke
blood
in there.
thinners for that shit, man. No,
Oh,
thanks.
bread.
Oh, good, boys. Sweet. See you again next time. Have a good week.
Right.
Sweet.
Latest.
Yeah, you too.
Bye.